Hey, that was a really fast countdown because I was not even paying attention. It is Jackie and Sean with Cinematic Adventures.
Hey
Yo,
guys, what's up?
yes. Today, tonight, I should say, we
Yes.
are talking Mortal Kombat. Mortal
Yes.
Kombat.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Right? I feel like I wish we had the rights to do that music because I would totally play that.
Oh
That would
yeah,
have been the intro.
absolutely. Absolutely.
That would have been an awesome intro.
uh,
And oh, dude, you know what else would have been cool?
what's
Instead
up?
of just seeing this still image that says Mortal Kombat,
hmm
if we could play like the old school video game
Yes. Or
and
the
like,
old school movie, like the first one. That's
yeah,
pretty hype. It was pretty
or
hype,
just
you know?
like have it go back and forth. So like for a little while, you see like a matchup, and then you see
Yes.
finish him, and then fatality. Like that would be cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, way cooler than what we got.
So
Okay, so
I gotta
what did
say,
you think,
little
Jonathan?
little trivia here. So the original Mortal Kombat, the very first one that came out in 1995,
Uh
was the
huh.
first movie that I ran out of the movie theater screaming because I was not ready for like the first 5 seconds when like he kills Liu Kang's brother.
Uh
Like
huh.
that was too much for me. Like that was like because I was young back then. But yeah, this movie though, I did not run out of the theater. So that good start, right?
Okay, so here's my question, my automatic question when you
Yes.
when you lead with this.
Yes.
How many movies have you run out of the theater on? Because you did say you specified it was your first movie
Well,
that you ran out of the theater on.
I okay, so I haven't run out of any other theaters. It was actually my first ever PG-13 movie I ever saw. So
Ooh,
and I
baby
had
Sean growing up.
yeah, and I had like convinced my mom that I was like ready enough, I was old enough, like I was mature, and she's like, "Okay, all right, let's go." And literally first 5 seconds I'm running out of theater like I can't take this. Like
You liar.
she's like, okay, well, my sister actually worked at that theater. She's older than me by 10 years, so she was working
Mhm.
at the theater at the time, and she like calmed me down, gave me some candy, and she's like, okay, just go back in there because like you guys paid, and mom's gonna be pissed. So
Very practical sister.
yes, so that was my experience with it. But yeah, this movie, it's definitely a video game movie. I'm gonna put that out there right now. You shouldn't expect the world from a video game movie. Let me just preface that. But I enjoyed it. I did. I would say like out of well, no, we won't rate it. We'll rate it until the very end. But
Yeah.
I would say it wasn't like I was snoring through it. Let's just say this. I liked it way better than Justice League. So
Really?
HBO is batting a 50% right now. Oh wait, no, because they did
Wait,
Godzilla
because
too.
what about
Yeah.
Godzilla versus Kong?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So they're doing a 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 that I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Oh, what did you think? What did you think about it?
Well, I wouldn't rather watch this again over the Snyder cut. You know what I would rather do? I would rather cut the Snyder cut down to a normal size movie
Mm-hmm.
and then rewatch that. That's what
Really?
I'd rather do. Like there's no need for the Snyder cut to be 4 hours. There
No,
really isn't. Because like
no, there isn't.
we don't need a slow motion like the freeze frame or a slow motion close up of Lois drinking coffee. Like
Mm-hmm.
we don't need that. You could also take out like all of the Martian Manhunter scenes or the two
Yes.
of them because it makes no sense for him to be in the movie.
Yes.
Especially like when you say that you have to bring Superman back, but if Martian Manhunter's there, then you don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're almost the same.
Yeah.
They're very close.
Yeah.
Um, and then uh yeah, just if you like half of the slow motion scenes, because not all of them, like the slow motion scenes with the Flash were really cool. But except for like the fact that he can't run for shit. Like
Yeah.
he
He
looks like
can't.
he's swimming.
He can't run. He doesn't know how to run. Like, I don't
Right.
know who directed him to run that way. Well, Zack Snyder apparently did.
Okay, so
And
that's not
I'm like, just have him run normal. Like, just like, please, just have him run normal. It's fine. Like,
yeah. I don't know why he did that. So yeah, if you take out like half the slow motion scenes
mhm.
and get rid of like all the filler, which there should be none of in a movie that ended up being 4 hours, and you could cut the Amazon scenes to about half,
Oh,
I'd say you could clock this in at like 2 hours.
you could. Yeah, I think you could.
And like nothing would fundamentally, nothing important would be lost.
Well,
And
it's
I'm not buying the whole like Justice League bullshit of like, oh, we have to get rid of who was essentially the main character, his entire arc, and just
yeah,
slap some shit in there and have him just say booyah. Like, that's the dumbest fucking shit ever.
yeah.
Joss Whedon should be ashamed of himself. But
Honestly,
also, I
if you
think that there should have been a cyborg movie before this one, because this was essentially a cyborg movie.
well, that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, if he cuts out everything and just leaves in the cyborg parts, infinitely better. Infinitely better.
Yes,
Um,
yes, definitely. But
it,
okay, we're
yeah,
supposed to be talking about Mortal Kombat.
yes,
We've backslidden
yes.
into
So
discussing
just
the
to kind of give you
Snyder
some background, I've actually turned on Mortal Kombat again, and I'm watching it as I'm talking about it. So
Cut.
just
Okay.
started it as the countdown went. So I'm
So you
obviously I'm
got
not
it
going to go
going in the
blow for
background?
blow. Yeah, yeah. So it's going without the sound because let's be honest, you don't really need the sound for this movie. Like you really
Oh,
don't.
see, I thought that you were gonna say that you were doing that because this movie was so forgettable that you needed to have it playing so you could remember what happened.
You know what? That's a little bit true because like
Exactly.
I watched it last night. I watched it last night and then watched the Captain Falcon Winter Soldier right after.
Yes.
And I remember more of that than I do with this movie. Like it's okay.
I watched so on Friday, which
Mhm,
tech okay, so for me it's Thursday because I hadn't gone to sleep yet.
mhm.
So for
Wow.
me, I watched Invincible and then Falcon Winter Soldier, and then I was like, okay, I don't have time to watch Mortal Kombat 2. So I watched Hey Mike, he says Godzilla versus Kong should get an Oscar. I mean, if you're comparing it to Mortal Kombat, you aren't wrong.
Okay, Mike, who gets the Oscar though? Godzilla or Kong? That's the question.
Ooh, good
So
point.
um so you watched Invincible. I actually I forgot that was actually out. I watched it a couple of episodes ago.
The
But is
little
it
girl.
it's really good. The little oh my gosh. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The girl that doesn't speak but only signs. I like it. I like it. Well, honestly though, for a girl, a little child actor, she did pretty good because usually I cannot stand child actors. Like it's just children can't act. They can't.
Some
So,
can.
uh, but
Here's
like,
the thing. I think that it should go to the little girl because just like Kong, she's the only character anybody gave a shit about that wasn't Godzilla or Kong.
mhm. Yeah, that's true. Wait, real quick. I don't know if you know this, but was this Mortal Kombat movie like made during the pandemic or was this filmed before all the madness? Do you know?
It was before. I think this is another one of those like all the most of the movies that are coming out this year
Mhm.
were supposed to come out last year.
Oh, okay, okay.
So this is it's a re-release
So really, there is no excuse to
for
like all of it, because like
okay. Oh, go ahead.
the costumes, the like everything. I'm like, man, this all looks so under budget. Like, main guy, I can't even remember his name. Like Cole, Luke. I don't
Hey,
even know what
you
his name
remembered
is.
his name, Cole.
Really, is it Cole?
Here's a fun fact. Okay, so after I watched it last night, right? As
Mm,
soon as I finished watching it, I went to watch the guys of Internet Tonight or Internet Today, and they were talking about it.
mhm.
And they were like, "Yeah, they created a character, the new character. What's his name?" The two of them could not remember his name. I had watched it 2 minutes before talking with this, and I was like, shit, what is his name? I could not remember. And I had just, like, as soon as I turned it off, I turned them on. And I was like, I have no idea. What the fuck is his name? That's how forgettable. Okay. The movie's over. What did you watch? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
As Jeremy Johns would say, like, you're going to forget it in T minus. Yeah, I already forgot.
Yep, exactly. I mean, like, and that was the thing though. I was like, okay, so his superpower is really cheap. Like, Power Rangers had better uniforms than what he had. Like, the old school, like, Ivan Ooze Power Rangers had a better costume than he did. Like, it was literally like rippling.
Did you notice the scene where he was at the end when he was supposed to be on the ice with what's his name, with, like,
Scorpion?
When they defeated the spoilers, we're gonna talk spoilers, duh.
Yeah.
But it's Mortal Kombat, so there's that. So when they defeated Sub-Zero and they were supposed to be on, like, that ice, did you notice, like, when they pulled back, it looked like you could see that it was like I don't know whether it was like a sheet or something they were standing on, but, like, it's clearly not ice, because, like, whatever it was, like, wrinkled. There was like a fold in it, and I'm like, that's not, you couldn't have, like, done it on just, like, you couldn't have painted the floor green and done a green screen. Like, you just had them on, like, green cloth that just wrinkled, and I saw that. Like, what?
You're like, what? Listen, I saw, like, it honestly, it was the same quality as the web series. Do you remember the web series that came out like 10 years ago? Like, so there was a like a YouTube trailer for Mortal Kombat, and it was just this dude that was, like, really, and he did it for $7,000. Like, that was his budget, and, like, he made it where it's like everyone's kind of realistic at first and everything, and it's only like 10 minutes long. Like, each episode's 10 minutes long, and it was obviously made for YouTube, right? Like, very, very obvious. This movie, I'm like, is this the same director? Like, is this the same guy with the same shoestring budget? Because, like, nothing was like, okay, I will say the one thing I was like, oh dang, this is legit, was when Kung Lao did the fatality on the pterodactyl girl and, like, split, like, rode her like a skateboard through his hat. I loved that. Like, that was amazing. Because I was like, that's a video game right there. Like, that's what I came here to see. I wanted to see the video game, like, essentially. So I dig that. But everything else, though, was just so cheaply done. Like, I'm watching it right now, just so the audience knows. Like, I'm watching it right now, and we're at the part where Scorpion dies. And just the costume of Sub-Zero, it's just like they got just fabric. They're like, blue fabric, it's fine. He's Sub-Zero, you guys get it, you know? Like, and he's dying right now. Scorpion's dying. Spoiler alert. And it's like, this is like 2005 graphics right now. How he's going to hell. Well, yeah,
he's dead, but not dead.
Exactly. And also, too, I thought Sub-Zero was the good guy in, like, Mortal Kombat lore. I thought Sub-Zero was the good guy and Scorpion was the bad guy. It has been
so long, I don't remember. I just remember, like, as a kid, you know, with video games, you could make either character good or bad.
Yeah.
I just remember, like, the actual game. I don't even remember the 95 movie. I don't like it's. You know what? After watching this, like, all Mortal Kombat information has been, like, erased from my head. This movie pulled an Inception. It took all Mortal Kombat knowledge that I had and was like, fuck that. You will remember none. Wow. Mike said it was like a low budget VCR rental tape.
Yes.
And the best thing was the end. I disagree, Mike. I don't think the best thing was the end. I think the best part was the beginning. Like that opening 7 minutes that they put on YouTube. That's why they put that 7 minutes, because they were like, hey, if you think the whole movie's going to be like this, you're going to love it. And so you get sucked in, and then you're like, oh, no, the whole movie is not like this.
So do you want to know the budget for this movie?
Probably 190 million, I'm guessing.
No, it's actually only 20 million. So
really? That explains it. It's like 20 million in 1995 is basically the equivalent of like
now. So it says 20 million like Google says that, but Wikipedia says 50 million. So 50 to 20 million still, that's not that much. Like really in movie budgets, right? Like it's not like 100 million, right? Like cuz that's
That's
like
not
standard.
even the amount that Marvel spent or the Disney spent on the advertisement for Endgame.
Yeah.
Shit, that's not even the ad budget that they spent on Iron Man.
Yeah.
That's how little that is.
Oh yeah, like well, and that's the thing is like okay, so like I was saying is I watched this and I watched Captain Falcon. Well, I mean, kind of. Um
Captain Falcon. You're just gonna put them all together.
well, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and literally I was like the costuming on this Disney series. Again, it's Disney, so they have literally infinity money, but like they have their own infinity stone and it's literally just money and they just keep snapping it every single like 5 seconds. But like I was like this one episode has more costume, has better costume design than this whole Mortal Kombat movie. Like it's just I can't get over it. And also too, real quick, okay, because we're at this and I literally forgot. Now I'm glad that I'm watching this again so that I can bring it up. That
See?
MMA fight,
Told you.
that MMA fight, Mr. Cole, John Smith Cole, Scorpion's grandson, his jujitsu sucks so much. And like
Well,
he
he's
taps
supposed to though, because he's getting his ass beat because he hasn't found his whatever that spirit thing is that they
well,
killed.
it sucks so bad though, Jackie, that literally what he taps to isn't even a submission. Like when I saw that, I was like, what the fuck is he tapping to? What is he tapping to? I don't what? Does he have like a heel that I don't see or something? Like, cause that shit doesn't hurt. Like,
I don't know, but you know what's funny? Like I think that it's hilarious that it starts out with these two badass warriors, right?
yeah,
Between the two characters who will eventually become Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Starts out with their like warrior throwdown where we see future Scorpion, who I'm gonna call him Hattori Hanzo
yes,
because that's the closest name that I remember, and I know that that's the character from Kill Bill, but it was something like Hanzo or something, so I just in my head he's Hattori Hanzo. So anywho, and then there's another character in here that I will call Valkyrie, but then she turns into Abeloth from Star Wars. So I use pop culture references as my point. Anywho, um, so like it was to me, it was a badass fight in the beginning when Scorpion was just taking bitches out. When
yeah,
like they all circled him.
yeah. Oh yeah, that
That's
was
an
badass.
awesome fight, you know?
Yeah. I agree. Like I was like, oh dang, like this movie's gonna pop off because like him stabbing the sword in the dude's head, like I was like, dang, we're gonna be in for a really good movie.
Yeah, and then he had it
And
attached to
then
a rope, so he would stab somebody and then just yank it back, and then he'd have it for the next person. I was like, that's
exactly,
fucking badass.
it's badass. Yeah, exactly. But we didn't get that. We got it's like they switched like fight choreographers. Like for the first 7 minutes, they blew like all their budget on the one fight choreographer, and then he was like, "Look, I need like 20 more million." And they're like, "Yo, that's our budget, so that's all we're getting," you know. Which, by the way, guys who are everyone who's listening, I'm sorry if I'm coughing. I actually just Jackie knows this, but I was like on death's door like 3 days ago. I did not have the virus that should not be named, but I just had the regular old flu. But if I cough, I'm sorry. It comes in suddenly, and I can't mute myself in time. I've tried, so I'm sorry, guys. But what was I saying? I'm sorry.
We were talking about the fact that the opening fight was so badass, but then the
Oh yeah,
first time we meet his descendant,
yeah,
it's like was his blood so filtered down that by the time it got to like the 2000s, it was just weak sauce. Like,
right.
that's
Yeah,
what I felt like because it's like it started in the 1600s, and so part of me was like, why didn't we find out what happened to his daughter? Because Homeboy shows up, and like I just decided to start it too, and Homeboy shows up and picks up the daughter, right? So
yeah,
I'm like, ooh, is it gonna be like, is this a period piece? Is it
yeah.
gonna stay back then, and we're gonna see like his daughter? Is she gonna become like one of the famous Mortal Kombat characters? Nope.
No,
She's just a baby, and then she fucks off, and we never see her again. And then we get like watered down juices of the tree. Like
Yep,
what the fuck?
exactly. Which also too, like, okay, so everyone's like magical powers. Like we've got, they can turn ice, they can do fire, they can do one guy's got like metal arms where he literally is cyborg apparently.
One guy is Zeus slash Thor,
Yeah, one
but
guy
he's an
is
elder
Zeus
god.
slash Thor. And
Yeah.
then we've got our main character who his superpower is that he can get beat up. Like,
Yes. Yes.
like
Well,
that's
he's part Hela because he can create knives. Not an
yeah.
infinite number, but the two like baton type
They're
knives
they're not even
that
like
are really
knives.
useless
They're
unless you're like up close, and by then he's getting his ass beat because he's
exactly.
not a good fighter.
Yeah.
So
Like I was
yeah.
like, really? You're gonna give him police batons? Like, really? That's what you're gonna give him? Like everyone else has like a badass like knife with a rope on it that like has like jagged edges on the rope, and like, Sub-Zero makes ice swords. Jax has arms. Like, I will say though, I
I
will
love
say
that. And Jax has arms. That was great.
I will say though, the saving grace of this movie is Kano. Like that dude made it enjoyable for me for like a good 1/3 of the whole movie. I was like, this guy, because it was so self-aware, where I'm like, okay, I get it. Where like he gets his powers and he's like, fuck yeah, lasers. Like I was all like, all right, I
Such
like
a
this guy.
douchebag though.
He is,
Such
he
a
is.
douchebag.
Yeah, absolutely. Like he's not a good guy, but like he's funny. you
Um,
know?
okay, quick question about like as far as like, the little bit of storyline that there is.
Mhm.
Uh, did you realize that the girl was his daughter in the beginning? Because I thought that the woman was his girlfriend and that the girl was like either his little sister or she was
The
her
girlfriend's daughter. Yeah.
daughter and not his kid.
I
But
thought
then
I
like
thought the
she yelling
girlfriend was
dad,
Sonya
and I'm like,
Blade.
wait, what?
I was expecting the girlfriend to be Sonya Blade. But I'm like, oh, it's just nondescript
Just
girlfriend. Like,
yeah.
and
And then
then
okay, so I have to talk about them. They're fucking idiots. So you see this huge creature that is clearly not human and not from this planet, and it's there to kill you. And your dude that just came back from some other planet is like, go in the house because like let me fight this thing. And you decide, no, I'm gonna stand here and scream. What the fuck? I can't stand the damsel in distress. Like, don't, no,
you know what I found
no.
even
If
more
you're not
annoying?
gonna fight, then just fuck off.
Y- Yeah,
Hide.
exactly. Well, I mean, at the end of it though, like she does more damage to Goro than John Smith. I'm just gonna call him John Smith, like because he has the most like
I love it.
nondescript name ever, and because like she puts an axe in the dude's like side, so I'm like, okay, good on you, that's awesome. But the one thing I can't
Ace, thanks
stand.
for subscribing. We just got a subscriber, Ace.
Oh yeah,
Woo.
nice Ace. Come say hello so we can say I can see you here. But anyways, like the one thing that I couldn't stand about this movie though is that their obsession with closing the door so that the monster guy doesn't come in. Like, and the doors are like from the 70s that are made out of freaking plywood. And I'm like, really? Oh, okay. Okay, superhuman Iceman. He's gonna stop
Uh-huh.
at the door. He's like, I can't come in. They closed the door. I gotta be invited.
Maybe he's
I'm a
like a
vampire.
vampire. He needs a hey, Thomas is back. Hey
Ah,
Thomas.
yes.
We got our cyborg. Why would I would not hate it if you joined AC Facey. You can join.
Oh yeah.
I
You can
mean,
join.
last time Sean was here, he brought Doug in, so
Yeah, I'm gonna behave this time though, Jackie. So I'm not gonna
I appreciate it.
I'm not gonna roll a 20 on chaos. So sorry guys, I'm a nerd. But that isn't
Yes,
even a
you
D&D reference, but well, you guys can roll with it. It's fine. But ah man, like it's like yeah, like they all are like, okay, well let's just close the door. They don't even lock it. They just close the door and then they're like, okay, monster can't get
because
in now.
because they're vampire monsters and you have to invite them in. And
Yes.
if you say please don't come in, then they're like,
They're
oh,
like
damn it, I was
shucks.
gonna go and murder you. And now this like 3-inch piece of plywood is keeping me from doing that.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
a lot of this too, like I'm just kind of thinking about it. It's like, what is the bad guy's motive? And there really isn't one. It's just like, I'm just a bad guy, you know. But I get it too because it's a video game
well,
movie, so it's like,
the bad guy does have a motive. The bad guy's motive is they want to take over Earth.
but why? Because like he's got his own Earth, you know. Doesn't look
Because
that bad. Like it's all right.
Mike, 2 hours of my life I can never get back. I
uh,
mean, to be fair, I have seen worse
yeah,
because at least this did like the first 7 minutes were good and the end was okay and some of the special effects were decent. And you know what? We got Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And
yeah,
that's all we could really. I mean, if we got like the criteria everybody had for this movie before watching it was we need certain characters like Scorpion and Sub-Zero,
yes,
and we need to see massive amounts of violence and blood.
yes.
And
Got all that.
that's pretty much that. And we got it.
Yeah,
We got like I did notice that like anytime any cut was made, like they could have just barely like sliced, like when in the beginning when Scorpion sliced Sub-Zero's face, it
yeah,
was like blood gushing.
yeah. I was like,
Like it
dang,
was
that
like
cut
the blood
deep.
from an entire baby just like flying around, and I'm like, it's a 1-inch scratch. But
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, even like, okay, because I'm at the part now where Jax loses his arms. I'm like, dang, that's pretty like, and I'm like, when's it gonna happen? When's it gonna happen? His superpower is arms, so and he's got to lose his human ones first before he gets his new ones. But it was
I
pretty,
was actually expecting Sub-Zero to cut his arms off. This was a bit more brutal because
yeah,
like cutting it off would have been like, oh, that sucks. But this was like, nah, I'm gonna straight up like suck everything out of your arms, and you're gonna feel it as I drain what little life force is in your arms because I'm freaky like that.
you know what, I do, and yeah, like, and they did kind of subvert our expectations because there is a part where like Sub-Zero grabs him by the shoulder and like kind of does like a cutting motion. I'm like, oh, this is when it's gonna happen, and no, that's not when it
Right?
happened. But
Nope.
but Ace does have a point though. Like Ace was saying that there wasn't enough fight scenes in this movie, and I would agree. Um, honestly, if they just, and that's the other thing too, is that they didn't even have the Mortal Kombat tournament, so like that didn't even
Yeah,
happen.
that's the thing that like really kind of upset me. The first thing I thought at the end was I was like, so this wasn't actually Mortal Kombat. This was
Yeah.
like the precursor to Mortal Kombat, and I think they're assuming the next movie would actually be
Hmm.
because of course, they have to end with no one's really dead. And I'm like, okay, thank you. At least in Marvel they give us a bullshit reason why people come back.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Exactly.
They don't
Yeah.
just go, this was all for naught. Fuck you, we're immortal. Like what?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Well, okay, so here's the thing though, is that because I kind of understand their game plan with this is because okay, we just found out that their budget was either 20 to 50 million, right? So super low.
I looked it
And
up. It said 55 million.
okay. So well, okay, so then because you can never really tell with the budgets, but it's sub a half of 100 million, right? So it's like
Mhm.
50-55 million. So still pretty cheap, not too bad.
Mhm.
I mean there are cheaper, but this isn't too bad. But they release it on a time where like literally everybody is so hyped that they're gonna make their money back. You know what I mean? So that they can
Yeah.
make Mortal Kombat 2 and then actually have a real budget and things might not look shitty. But I'm an optimist. So, I thought Zack Snyder would actually pull through instead of just give us a whole, actually no I didn't. I
No, you
didn't.
didn't.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
You
Um
were one of the ones that with us that was like, it's still Zack Snyder.
yeah, yeah. Well, because I was like, I know what you've done because you've done Batman versus Superman in an extended director's cut already, and it was just more bullshit. Like it was just more of it. Like,
It was just
um,
longer. It
yeah,
wasn't. It didn't make any
exactly,
more sense. That's the thing that
exactly.
gets me about that. Okay, timeout on Mortal Kombat. The thing that gets me about the Snyder heads, that's what I call them.
Mhm.
They're like, oh my god, if you saw the like 9,000 hours version of Batman v Superman, it was totally fucking awesome and completely ruled. And if you didn't get it, you're stupid. And I'm like, no, I do get it. I saw it. It was just longer. It didn't explain shit. There's still no reason for the two of them to fight. It's called
Yeah.
Batman v Superman. That should be the focus of the fucking movie. Not let's hurry and get to the Justice League. That was some bullshit. But anyway.
To circle it right back, it's just kind of like how the movie's called Mortal Kombat, and they don't have Mortal Kombat.
Exactly. Exactly. This should have been. Oh, what's his name? Raiden.
Raiden.
The bad guy.
No. No. Raiden's the good guy. He's the lightning guy.
The good guy. What's the other bad? What's the other dude's name?
What is it? Thomas. Remember. Thomas, where are you?
Thomas, you're a cyborg.
Shang Tsung, right?
Shang Tsung?
Yeah, I think so. Shang Tsung?
Oh, yes. Shang Tsung. Yeah. Says, okay. So this should have been Shang Tsung cheats.
Thomas, you're a breath of fresh air. Let me tell you. Like, you are just, you're still my Alfred. Like, every time.
He's our cyborg.
Oh, that's right. He's our cyborg. Yes.
He's got all the info.
He does. He's hacked in. He's logged right in.
Yeah, he's in. See, get it? He's in the machine. He's our cyborg.
Yes, exactly.
So this should have been called Shang Tsung Cheats at the pre-tournament. That's what this was.
It should be Shang Tsung against USADA. Like, that's it. Like,
yeah, it should have been the Elder Gods fighting petty battles pre-combat.
Exactly.
Mortal, not combat yet.
Yeah.
Mortal pre-combat.
Oh, you're gonna get me coughing.
Sorry.
But yeah, like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm watching it again, and I'm just kind of like, Kano isn't here yet. He's almost here while I'm watching it. And that's when I'll be like, okay, this is a good movie for like a good 30 minutes. Like, I feel like this should have been. I thought that this was a series, not a movie, and I feel like it would have benefited so much more if it were a series and they would have taken their time, you know.
Marvel is spoiling the shit out of us. We got finally a WandaVision, now Falcon and the Winter Soldier, now we see some half-ass movie and we're like, why didn't you just make 6 episodes? That would have been much better. We're so spoiled now.
It's true. It's true.
Character development in depth, damn it.
Well, I feel, and I have said this on the podcast before, I feel like Disney is going to be changing the dynamic of our media because they're really going for that long form. You know what I mean? And it's working, you know? So I feel like we're going to see a lot more mini series from other companies. And just what would have been a movie is now going to be a mini series, which can be good or bad, you know, like,
well, yeah, you and I've had this conversation before because you thought that they were going to just go everything into the series. I don't think that. I think they're still going to do movies, but like we talked about, like the movies are going to be like the crossover events for the comics.
Yeah.
Whereas the individual comic series where like you have the X-Men, you have like Uncanny X-Men, or you have like, you know, like you have like the Wolverine series. So the individual comic series, like the Spider-Man part, those will be the series on Disney Plus to like flesh them out. And then the big show, like the big fighty bang bang, that's gonna, like the crossover event, that's gonna be what the movies are.
Yeah.
Because by the way, there's going to be a Captain America 4 with the real Captain America, Sam Wilson. Spoilers for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Probably should have said that
first. You kind of dropped that bomb. Sorry, guys. I have not watched it, but Jesus.
May have buried the lead.
Yep. Well, we all knew it was coming.
Are amazing, Mike.
Yes.
You are correct. No one has ever said anything more true.
You know, okay, I know we should be talking about Mortal Kombat here, but I did want to actually ask you live about what you thought about the and you know, I only read headlines just because I just don't have many hours in the day, as you know. But I just don't read the actual articles. But I heard that Sony is letting us have Spider-Man in Disney Plus. Is that right? Like, so are they going to have a series of Spider-Man?
Yeah, Vincent's actually the one who told me about that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he was like, hey, you can watch Spider-Man on Disney Plus next month. And I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? He's like, yeah, they did a deal. And I'm like, that would be like big news. He's like, they did it. And then the next day it was like, breaking, Disney takes over like most of Sony, and like it's gonna be on the stuff later. But so from what I've heard or what I've read,
Mhm.
the agreement is not exclusive to Disney Plus.
Oh,
It
okay.
is that Sony will release, because you know how like Disney Plus has their own, like Disney itself is just a distributor, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Well, and then like then they when they started Disney Plus, it was essentially like the streaming distribution, like Netflix.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, this deal is for Sony to be, there's like a distribution deal for their for streaming.
Ah, I gotcha.
So
Okay.
their movies are gonna go to, some of them are gonna go to Netflix and then they'll go to Disney Plus. But the good, and it's not just Spider-Man, it's Sony movies.
Yeah, it's yeah. Um,
So, but everybody, the important part is like, just like when they bought Fox, everybody was like, yeah, we're getting the X-Men.
yeah, exactly. We're getting
Nobody gives a shit. Fox gets to get rid of the X-Men and we get actual MCU X-Men. So that, yeah, everybody's like, Spider-Man, we can actually binge the whole thing. Well, you still can't, because we still kind of can't do the Incredible Hulk. Disney, get on it. Talk to Universal. See, here's the problem. Universal is a distributor as well.
yes, exactly.
So it's going to be hard to negotiate with them because Sony is not the distributor. Sony is the like the place where they make the, or they basically make the movies. The distributor is Columbia.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
under Sony, but they don't have, again, they don't have a streaming service. They don't have a streaming platform. So
Hmm.
they, before they were like, we don't fucking need one, just give it to Netflix, you know? So they had to
Yeah,
deal with Netflix. And then Disney Plus came out with one. I think for a while they were considering doing it. And then they had the whole, you know, everybody, the email leak
oh yeah.
when like all
Hmm.
their business was out and they were almost going under. So they were like, okay, let's salvage. So they did the opposite of WB, because
Yeah.
WB was like, let's just like cut off all our limbs and see if we can float. And
Exactly.
Sony was like, maybe if we play nice with the mouse, we'll save ourselves. And
Exactly.
that's that's pretty much what they're doing. And it worked because, let's face it, what saved them is the Spider-Man franchise.
Yeah. Yeah,
And that
absolutely.
only worked because they attached it to the MCU.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Eh, okay, so I gotta give you a quick update here on the Mortal Kombat movie. Kano's in the movie now. So I'm like, yes, okay. Like we gotta circle ourselves back to the movie that we should be talking about. But really, this is, I mean,
The
I feel like
okay.
I've said everything.
Right?
You know? Like,
It takes 10 minutes to be like, it was meh. But
exactly.
AC Facey says she always hated Kano.
Yeah,
Mike says Wonder Woman was atrocious. Wonder Woman 1984 was atrocious. I agree with you. Wonder
yes,
Woman, like the first one, was a DC remake of Captain America's First Avenger.
yes.
So it was
It was all right.
acceptable.
It was good. I liked it.
Exactly.
Honestly, to DC standards, absolutely phenomenal, you know, because
Oh, yeah.
they haven't hit the mark in so long, so long.
Here's the thing, Warner Brothers just has to take the people who write the scripts for the animated series,
Exactly. That's what
and
I'm
then
saying.
you know what? They don't even, all they have to do is just take the scripts for the animated series
Yeah.
and then have people do that,
Yes. Yes.
and gold.
And
You
you're
know,
good. You're fine. Yeah.
those are good. They're great.
It just
Figure
makes
out
no
the special
sense.
effects, and I mean, there's no shortage of special effects in any of their movies.
No, not at all.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
figure it out. It'll work.
uh, yeah, it's yeah, really. I mean, we've talked about
Mortal
this.
Kombat.
I'm
Like, we
sorry, what?
talk about it for 1 minute and then we're like, fuck it, Marvel and DC.
Yeah, we're going right back to it.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
we'll go back to Mortal Kombat.
I mean, okay, so here's the other thing. Okay, so I'm at the scene right now where John Smith, for those of you just tuning in, that is the main character's name. Can't tell me any different. John Smith,
Cole, Cole. See, when
Cole
you say Cole, I think of the store, Cole's.
Cole Smith, Cole Johnson,
Anna
Cole,
Nicole Smith. What?
like it's It's oh man. You know what's funny? So okay,
Cole
here's
Hauser.
two.
I'm just gonna keep making these stupid puns. Go ahead.
um so okay, you remember right at the very end when Scorpion's talking to him, right? Like he's like, you finally freed me and you've done all this and you've done all that. And he's speaking to him in Japanese. And I'm like, Cole is an orphan from Chicago. He's like, anybody getting this? Like anybody understanding this fool? Like
Well, what
this
I love is
my
that it's
demon grandpa?
the
Like
movie starts out with Hattori Hanzo.
uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, he is clearly in Japan.
Yes.
He clearly only understands Japanese.
Yes.
His wife and like his whole family, they only understand Japanese, right? It's feudal
Uh-huh.
Japan. Okay.
Yes.
And then Scorpion comes in and he's like, I'm only going to speak Chinese, even though I know you don't understand Chinese. And I know Japanese.
Yes.
So why? And then, like you said, later, so it's clear that like this dude, like Hattori Hanzo, only understands Japanese, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And Sub Zero understands just like any language he needs to for plot convenience.
Yeah.
And but although like they don't explain why he knows, so clearly he's Chinese because he keeps speaking Chinese. They
Yeah.
don't explain how he knows Japanese, which he clearly does. And it also begs the question: then why do you keep speaking Chinese? Because they don't understand you.
Exactly.
And
Well,
then later he speaks English, which it's like, okay, it's literally been hundreds of years. He's had plenty of time to learn other languages.
yeah, he's in hell. He's gonna be
Um,
like, he's gonna pick up a book in hell sometime. Like, well, English for
okay, wait,
dummies.
hold on. She said that was Sub Zero, dum dum. Yeah, I know. Sub Zero is the one speaking Chinese. Hattori
Yes.
Hanzo is Scorpion. He's the one who only understands Japanese. That's what I'm saying.
Which okay, real quick, in the first 7 minutes, which we both agree are like the best part of the movie, right? When Sub-Zero goes to Scorpion's house and he's speaking in Chinese because he's
Yes.
Chinese. He's speaking the Chinese to his Japanese family. And like,
Right.
I'm like, yo, like they're not the same language. Like this is
Well,
no.
and then the wife goes, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah,
Like,
she's like, you're
so then
saying
like, okay, he knows that they can't understand him. So he's just doing boring bad guy monologue out loud so that we can hear him.
yeah.
But again, it's in Chinese.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's really just a reading lesson for us.
Yes,
That's all.
exactly. Yeah.
Just,
Which okay, because that's the thing though, is that like I think I've told you this. Like I watch every movie with subtitles just because I half deaf in one ear, so I have to. So like I'm reading movies already, but I'm like, okay, and it says Japanese, and then it says like, okay, and then orphan from Chicago who made the comment, very big comment, like, I am an orphan from Chicago. I don't know shit about fuck. Like, and he's like, oh yeah, I totally understand Japanese because like, yeah. And I'm like, you can't even say like your parents taught you Japanese, like, unless if like he was adopted by people who do speak, but that's a stretch. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like just storytelling, because they have enough time to talk about how like a tattoo that appears on people as birthmarks, they have time to talk about that, but they don't have time to talk about like how he knows just Japanese, like anecdotally. You know what I mean? Like,
and why wasn't the tattoo on Homegirl? I thought
oh,
she was part of Mortal Kombat.
she is
Like
part of
from the
Mortal
jump.
Kombat. Yeah, well, I mean, so that was, I think, is a kind of a callback to the first movie. So because the first movie, Sonya Blade hates Kano, and Sonya Blade actually kills Kano, and I think like that was just like momentum to have her kill him specifically so that she can be part of Mortal Kombat. I think that's why
I
they
like it
did
better
that.
when she's always already part of Mortal Kombat because it doesn't make sense for this whatever the fuck sorting hat mark to choose a guy who can't even do jujitsu against like a normal earthling.
Yeah.
And here's like kick-ass Red Sonya who like who doesn't get it. Like that doesn't, this is a shitty sorting hat tattoo.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and
I'm saying.
like the other thing too, though, is like, okay, so they all like meet together and they're all like, they're telling Sonya Blade like, oh, you're a liability, like you're not even a good fighter, you don't even have a sign. Meanwhile, when they all get ambushed, like she's the only one that's like competently fighting against these like super powered beings. Like I'm like, she doesn't even have a symbol, and like she's outdoing all of you. Like it's like, give her a
Okay,
freaking
so
sign.
Ace and Thomas are both saying the same thing, that Sonya kills Kano, gets her mark for the champion. I get that, but my question is that canon? Is that how she gets it originally? Because I thought
there was
she
no
was
symbol.
always a member of the Mortal Kombat.
In the video games, there is no symbol. That's
That's what
this
I
movie.
thought. Like
Yeah,
that's why I'm like, this is dumb. She just
yeah,
immortal. Because again, like you said, okay, so like at the end when they were no, she was chosen from the beginning. See,
yeah,
that's what
yeah,
I'm saying.
exactly.
That and
Yeah,
she is clearly the best fighter of these Earthlings that did not come like that ended up like the new batch. We'll say
yeah,
the
hmm,
new batch of people, like the 4 people. She is the best fighter among them because
yeah,
that's why Homeboy sent her to go tag down the dude, go tag down Kano, because he was like, "Oh, you kicked his ass before, and I'm sure you can do it again. Like,
yeah,
just make sure you stay away from the eye. You're good." You know why he did that? Because he would have gotten his ass handed to him, and he knew it.
yeah, exactly. Okay, real quick too. I'm at the scene where like they actually meet up with Liu Kang and they're like underground and they meet Jax and Jax doesn't have arms yet. And like Liu Kang makes this comment where he's like, "Don't worry, we have people working on it." And I'm all like, "You live in a freaking hole in the ground and you have like the best technology ever." Like what?
Well,
He's
they live in the hole in the ground to hide from Homeboy.
but like
Which did, by the way, that meant fuck all because he went right to him. Did they? So
exactly.
here's my next question: Are their scorpion birthmarks? Are they like a homing beacon? Because Homeboy could find them whenever he wanted.
Yeah.
He was just like, because like think about it. Okay, he's from another realm, right?
Hmm.
He's able to cross into our realm and go on Earth, which is a huge fucking planet. Do you know I have lost people in Walmart and it's just like maybe I'll never see them again? Like I've been in a Sam's and I've had to call somebody like, where the fuck are you? Because I'm not going through this whole fucking store. All I'm saying is Earth is a large place. And
Yes.
Homeboy was like, doop, 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 GPS, boom, right there.
You ever notice in
Each
those
time, no
situations
matter
too?
where they are, he goes like, it's Sub-Zero was just like, you're to the left. Like,
You ever notice in those situations though where you lose your friend in like either a Costco or a Target, they're in the aisle that you've never even been in before, where they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm by the weed whackers and batteries," and you're like, "I have never ever been down that aisle. I have no idea where that is."
right?
Like, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's right by the meat processors and the juicers," and you're like, "What? What? Excuse me?"
Yeah. Yeah. I did not lose you at a Denny's before. I I may have forgotten you at a Blockbuster, but I might have done that. Yeah, you know what? I was preoccupied, so there were a lot of movies in Blockbuster. That's all I'm gonna say. Like
Yeah,
my
I mean,
movie knowledge, I came by that shit honest. Anyhow,
that's
I have
awesome.
put in the time. I've watched many, many movies.
And real quick, I'm gonna shout out to the chat here. Like, how jacked is Liu Kang? Like, surprisingly jacked. Like when he takes off his shirt, I was like, "Boy's been sipping on that protein." Like, whoa!
Oh my
Like,
god.
it's
Um, I prefer the Liu Kang from the 90s.
yes, I do too. I do too. But
Okay. I also prefer the Raid Sun Kang, the bad
Raiden?
guy.
Oh,
Yeah, nope,
Shang Tsung. Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, I prefer him from the 90s as well.
Yes, Ace, I totally yes, he's so tiny, but he's so ripped. Like I was like, "Okay, boy, like you flexing. Like you flexing over here."
So for me, he just put Kano on his ass.
Yes. Yeah. I
But
I
still,
just
he was so I don't like his portrayal in this movie
no. He's supposed to be the lead
because
character. He's supposed to be the main guy and he's
yes,
not. He's a chump.
why did they not do that? And
Yeah.
also, he's a simp for his cousin.
Well,
Like
okay. Well,
that's
that kind of makes a
he's
little bit
like
of sense because Liu
yeah,
Kang and
no,
Kung
here's the
Lao.
thing. There's a
Okay.
difference between being like brothers and having that brotherly bond. But
Yes.
this was like he's like worshiping him almost. That's not
Well,
the same thing.
It's not, but in the I was gonna say in the movies, but in the video games, like Kung Lao is the better one. And like Liu Kang knows that, and actually Kung Lao dies in the games very early on. So that is a familiar like, what you call it, writing. I don't know. I'm losing brain cells while I'm watching this, guys. I'm really sorry, but it's a familiar tactic, because it's like, okay, Kung Lao is like the better one out of both of them. So Liu Kang kind of fanboys over his Shaolin brother.
Again, okay, so but that again, that's not what I'm saying. So like there's like AC Facey said, Liu Kang and Kung Lao form a
Yeah,
brotherly bond, and Liu Kang is the she said Liu Kang is the weaker of the two.
yeah, exactly. Kung Lao's the
Um,
stronger one. Liu Kang, was I saying the other? I'm sorry,
you
but
guys
that's
right,
what I
yeah.
meant. Is like, yeah. Kung
Okay,
Lao,
but so
some Mr. Sombrero is the is the more powerful one.
and,
And
and again, that I'm perfectly fine with that. But to me, that plays out differently than they did in this movie.
yeah,
Because in this movie, he was like, "Oh, here he comes!" Like basically, to me, he treated him the way that like I would treat Chris Evans if I met him.
yeah,
Like it's not the same
yeah.
as like so like to me like a brotherly thank you. Oh Dan, thanks for subscribing, Dan. So to
Oh,
me like a
Dan.
brotherly bond is like me and AC Facey, right?
Yeah,
But like he's not acting like the way AC Facey and I act. He's acting more like I would if I was with like Chris Evans or Sebastian Stan.
yeah,
That's not the same. That's not the same.
yeah, yeah. It's
So,
true. It's true.
yeah, she said he treated him the way he did because he is royalty. And that's my point. Like in the past, I feel like they had more, like you guys said, like a brotherly bond, like a that's my dude. And yeah, he's pissed off when he dies and he avenges him and all that. That's not the same thing as like, oh my God, there he is. Isn't he so regal and majestic? Like that's kind of the vibe that I was getting in this
Yeah,
movie. And I was
that's
like,
true.
do you need some time alone? Are you
How?
okay?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Ace, did you like this movie? I'm a shout out to Ace here. Did you like this movie?
Her name is Cinnamon Sorceress. Thank you very much.
Okay, Cinnamon Sorcerer. Well, I'm just reading the names on the chat. I'm so
I
sorry.
know.
Like, I'm
You can
literally
also
just
call her
reading.
AC
Okay.
Facey. You can call her either AC Facey or Cinnamon Sorceress. How long is it gonna type for her to tell me to fuck off?
It was
No,
not my favorite of the Mortal Kombats, but it was not a bad intro for my kids. Whoa. Okay.
yep, there
Okay.
it is. Saw it coming. Okay. I was wondering how long it was gonna take her to type that, and it took her a good minute.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yep, that's all caps.
Honestly, I feel like a better intro is the 1995 one. I'm just saying, because it
Yes,
just kind of leans
yes,
into it, leans into the silliness.
much
Um,
better. And
this
because
one,
it's cartoonish and camp and stupid, and
yeah,
it's this one like especially with that beginning, it's like it takes itself seriously, and then you're like, oh no, okay, never mind.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah, it really, really wants to be like, and that's the thing though, is that like, okay, Marvel knows that it's silly. You know what I mean? Like, they don't take themselves, when they need to take themselves seriously, they do, but they also know
Mhm.
like it's a bunch of silly make 'em ups. You know what I mean? And I feel like this would have done so much better if they just leaned into just the gore. First off, I wanted more gore. What rating is this? I don't even know, because it came out in my house, not in my.
Right? I
I don't
don't
know.
know.
Is
I
it is
don't
it rated
know.
R? Hold on.
I assumed that it would be rated R, but
Cyborg, I need you. Thomas, what rating is this? Hurry. Um, but I feel like if they would have just leaned into the gore, because that's all Mortal Kombat is like
it's
focused
R.
on. It's R. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, then they have no excuse.
no,
None. They
they don't.
have
I mean, it
Deadpool was
had to be
gorier than
R
this.
though, because they literally like when he took out the Banshee and it like
Oh yeah, when he,
they
the
went
best part of the movie. Yes. Yeah.
when they sliced her in half,
He
like
straight up
straight out with
he's
the hat.
He straight up rides her like a skateboard and splits her in half like a hot dog. It's just great. Like I love it. Like that was just and he's like fatality. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god, yes, yes. Like I need more of this now. Like
Well, AC Facey, you can't hear fatality from someone other from a round announcer when there's no round because there was no combat. It just
exactly.
was
There was no
not
Mortal
Mortal
Kombat,
Kombat.
so it's yeah. And like
Yeah.
they even had like a stage for a Mortal Kombat. Like they had that little training ground. Like they could have been like, okay, this is fine. We're all here. We're gonna do it now. We're just gonna do it. Like let's do it. But no, they had to go fight in the UFC cage with full of ice, and that wasn't really ice. It was just a green screen fabric that
That
wrinkled.
moved. That I
Yes,
saw move. Like, what are
yes,
you doing? Don't do
exactly.
that. You couldn't rent out an ice rink. Give them a budget. Just give them a budget.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah. Like
I love how okay, so I'm at the scene now where Sub-Zero has entered their little their like temple,
yeah, yeah.
and I'm wondering why was it so easy for him? Like why did he have the key? Because he was just like doop doop and like open the door and it was all very dramatic and then he's you know walks through.
Yeah,
Um why was he able to open that?
because
Shouldn't that have been some kind of like Indiana Jones kind of thing where like if you try to open it but you don't have the right key, like it'll knock you on your ass or some shit? You know, that would have been cooler. Just
yeah,
saying.
exactly. Yeah, I don't know. By the way, Jackie, I'm gonna give you a full blast warning. We're not gonna keep talking all the way through this movie. I'm not gonna watch the whole movie all over again. I'm gonna tell you guys that right now. Because I don't have many brain cells left, and they're precious to me. And this movie does kill them. Which I mean, sometimes is good. Like there are movies that I'm like, literally, I'm just like, if I were to open my mouth while I watch it, my brain would fall out of my mouth, and it's great. It's a great movie. This is not one of those. Like it's just you can't think too hard. You just gotta like, you know what's a good movie that's like that is Raid Redemption. That's a good movie. That's a good martial arts movie where you're
I
just like,
haven't
oh my gosh, Jackie, you need to watch it. You need to see Raid. I think it's called Raid Redemption. I mean that might be the sequel, but there's two of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that the Redemption? Isn't Redemption the sequel to the Raid?
Well, the Raid, okay,
Raid.
the Raid is great. Like
Yeah.
it's totally like Dread, which Dread is also a great movie. Not Judge Dredd, but just Dread.
Dread.
Great movie, the same exact movie, pretty much, except one's a martial artist, the other one is a badass guy who has guns that shoot people's like molten lava out of them. You know, it's great. It's a great movie. Oh wait, okay, hold on. AC's cinema. I already forgot it. Sorry, Ace.
Cinnamon Sorcerer. Think of
Um,
WandaVision. So instead of with WandaVision, instead of there being the Scarlet Witch, she's the Cinnamon Sorceress.
yeah. Can we just admit the beginning was the best? Well, Ace, you should have been here in the beginning because we did say it was the best.
We already did. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know. I'm a little spicy here.
She hates me.
Maybe 2 or 3 worst scenes, and then 10 seconds they last. After that, you know the whole storyline and skip to the ending. I don't even remember the ending, to be honest. Like, I really don't. Like
The ending was Sub-Zero versus Scorpion. And then Sub-Zero versus Scorpion. After Scorpion is defeated, or not Scorpion, sorry, Scorpion defeats Sub-Zero, and then the two elder gods come down and talk to each other, and Homeboy was like, "You killed my warriors, but they're not really dead." And he's like, "Next time I'll come back with an army," and then he fucks off.
And it's like, okay, you're gonna come back and not do Mortal Kombat again in a Mortal Kombat franchise? Like, how dare you? Like, how dare you?
Now it should be Mortal Kombat because remember, they said like they kept saying like the combat is like it's getting close to the combat. It's getting, you know what? At least the '95 movie had fucking combat. We went to the damn thing and there was a tournament and everything. This was not that. This was not Mortal Kombat. They lied to us with the title.
Yeah,
this is false advertising. Bullshit.
This and I get it too. If it's like if this movie would have led up to like, okay, we're all going to this one realm to like get ready for this tournament, and it never ends up happening because they're just like they're fighting each other like while they're at that realm. But this is not written like that. This is written like, hey, I'm gonna come over and just beat up you guys because I do agree with Ace. She's saying like they're all from different realms. And yes, that's why you have such a colorful cast of people in the video games because they're all from different realms. You got like Goro, a person with like 4 arms, and you've got like Baraka, which they didn't have, which I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You don't have Baraka. Like their Mortal Kombat's version of Wolverine, and you don't fucking have him. Like, are you kidding me? Like I get it, like we got Sub-Zero and Scorpion, great, but like where the fuck is my Baraka? Anyways, like because like he's the most cheeseball character, and they're like, oh no, we're gonna have like all these other people that like are deep cuts, but we're not even gonna have like the OG group. You kidding? Come on. But like,
But hey, we had to make room for the new guy that was nowhere near any video game.
Because he was a wealth of fucking depth, like Mr. Jon Snow, like John Smith, Cole Johnson.
Coles. He's
Coles. He's literally the store Coles. Like you never go in there unless something's on sale. Like really, like who shops at Coles like regularly? Yeah, you have a coupon and it's on sale. That's when you go to Coles. You don't go to Coles like just to go. Like, come on. Jeez Louise. Okay. All right. So
why didn't they just make this about Liu Kang?
Right. Or Sonya Blade. Like, because they could have ran with like Sonya Blade, like not having a sign and she wants to get into this tournament. And it's like, okay, you could have had that where it's like, okay, and she's a badass in this movie. Like she's actually really like competent person, which I actually appreciate because it's usually like you said, like damsel in distress, or it's like, oh, and like she's actually written very well, and it's like she should have been the main character in this movie where she's like, my best friend Jax has a sign, he loses both of his arms, shoot, and like she character develops and like is a competent fighter, and she's like, I don't have a fucking sign, I don't know how to get it, and she hates fucking Kano, and it's like, okay, she finally gets in because she kills Kano. And then it's like, okay, now we've got the prelude to Mortal Kombat because it's like, okay, now she's in, so then the next movie she's actually going to the tournament, which is like her dream. That would have worked. Yes, Sub-Zero and Scorpion would have been a little bit like they would have been different, but at the same time it's like Sub-Zero, you could have just had like Sonya Blade like find his dagger and like somehow that like unlocks him and brings him back to because it's fucking all make him ups anyways. Who gives a shit? But like you still get the ending scene, and it's like, okay, you still get that, and it's like it would have been a good movie. You just got to take out the fucking Wonder Bread mayonnaise flavored fucking
wow
main character. Like he's literally mayonnaise by himself. It's just bullshit. Like it's just not. He doesn't need to be in here. Like,
you know what would have been a better movie? First of all, don't call it Mortal Kombat. Stop lying to me.
Yeah.
Second, if you kept the movie in the feudal times and you explained why Scorpion and Sub-Zero hate each other so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you end it with, say, both of them dying, but one goes to Hell Realm and one goes to another realm, and then they both come back. So like that's like a post-credit scene, and it's like, so call it something else, and then like just let us figure out like, oh my gosh, it's a prequel to Mortal Kombat. And now you have Sub-Zero, like, so have them become the characters of Sub-Zero and Scorpion, and then the next movie you call Mortal Kombat, and there's a fucking Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, exactly. And then you get all the different people, and like, and here's the thing is that if you have that. Sorry guys, again I'm dying, I'm dying
on the podcast.
I'm trying not to, but okay, so then like the sequel is literally just Mortal Kombat, and then you have like, you can have all the characters that all, because there's literally, I think there's 11 Mortal Kombats now, like there's 11 of them, so there's a lot of fucking characters, but you can have just fight scenes, and it's like, oh cool, I have my Rain character, and there is a guy named Rain, and he looks like Sub-Zero, and he's one of those guys that's just a clone, but he's pink. You can have, oh shit, there's
Yeah,
Ray,
weren't
my favorite
there
character. And then like he
in the
dies.
original, weren't there a bunch of characters that looked just like Scorpion and Sub-Zero but had
Oh
different
yeah.
powers?
Yeah, they were just color swaps. So it's like you got
Right.
Smoke.
That's what
We've
I
got
that's what I remember. That's what I thought.
yeah.
Okay. We got
Yeah.
none of that from this movie.
No, we didn't. Which I get it. Like, it was just cheeseball in the '90s, but like, with the other video games, they had their own designs eventually. But it's like you couldn't even like. It's like, oh shit, yeah, I don't know, but
I
I don't
just
even.
love that, like you said, there are
Yes,
11 versions of Mortal Kombat, and they were like, "Hey, I know what fans really want. Somebody that's not in any of them to be the
yes,
main character."
exactly, exactly. It's like we have 11. We have like 30 different characters. Let's just make another one. Why not? We'll just make another one.
Let's take somebody, and then we're not even going to give him powers that are canon. We're just going to make this shit up as we go along
Exactly.
because
Oh,
that's what people want. They want chaos.
I do gotta say, I gotta shout out to Thomas here because he was definitely like computing all of his RAM. In because he's my cyborg, right? He actually figured out what the sibling influence is. It's called sibling influence when one cousin admires the other cousin within the same generation or different generations. So sibling influence. So that was Liu Kang and Kung Lao. So I just had to shout that out because Thomas he works hard for his money. You work hard for your money,
No, I
and
knew
you
you were gonna do
never
it. I knew you
be
were
my
gonna do it.
right.
I tried to say don't, but I didn't come out fast enough.
No, you can't. You can't stop
You
me.
got
Come
there
on.
first. Oh, shit.
Listen. But okay. Well, Jackie, what would you rate this movie? I'm not gonna watch the whole
Oh,
thing.
you don't even want to talk about it. You're like,
I'm
I'm done. Fuck this
I'm
movie.
because
That's what
I'm over. I've said all I can say about it. Like, really, what else can I say?
Oh.
Um,
Okay, so does anybody watch Star Wars or not watch, but does anybody know who Abeloth is in Star Wars?
Abeloth. That
Because
sounds so
that's who this
familiar.
chick reminded me of. She started out when we first see her, we see her from behind, and I'm like, oh, it's Valkyrie. And then you see her mouth, and it's kind of like it's just like red on
Oh,
the side.
Melina. Yeah, Melina.
And I'm like, but so from behind, I'm like, she's Valkyrie. And then can I lie and say no? No. And then she like later when she's fighting homeboy, Walmart, when she's fighting
Walmart. Yeah.
him,
Mhm.
yeah, and he's getting his ass handed to
Wonder
him.
Bread.
And
Yeah.
then Sonya comes in and beats him up for her. Or like, she comes. I love how she's the one who kills her. So she kills both of the people. So this dude, he's supposed to be Scorpion's whatever the fuck, like great, great, great. I don't know. There's a lot of generations that have passed. He's somewhere
Yeah,
in the
but he
lineage
has about as much. He has as much spice as fucking 2% milk. Let me just tell you,
That's
like that's
it's just getting worse. He's getting whiter and whiter as you describe him. Um,
yes.
but that's my point. Like he can't even fight. He just there's no. And then at the end, he's supposed to be going to get Johnny Cage. He's going
Mhm.
to Hollywood to get Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
So
Yay.
he has the
Good.
1% rule running for him in this generational thing. You know what it is? It's ancient nepotism, and nobody likes that.
Exactly.
Nobody
And
likes it.
it's
Also,
it's
if
like,
that
oh,
girl is his daughter, does she have it too? Because if it's lineage, shouldn't she have it? Right?
maybe. I don't even know. I don't care. I don't even care. Like, I'm sorry. I gave up like 5 seconds ago.
Like, okay, what part about I'm done do you not get?
Because
Damn.
I think I did the wrong thing, and I'm like, I'm watching the movie again. I'm like, I just don't give a shit anymore. I don't care. Like it's like, okay, the big buildup is that Johnny Cage is coming into the next movie. Okay.
Yes.
Like,
Maybe
thanks.
maybe the next movie there might actually be a Mortal Kombat. Like there could be a tournament.
Well, fucking whoop-de-doo, you know? Like,
But I
like
mean, like AC Facey brought up, like the best characters are already dead. Like
which one?
um
I don't even know who
Goro
dies.
and
Okay,
what's his
Goro,
name?
yeah.
Um
Um,
the
Sub-Zero.
cousin?
Sub-Zero?
No, not Sub-Zero, the
Oh,
cousin.
Kung Lao. Kung Lao.
Kung
Yeah,
Lao.
Kung Lao.
Yeah. Kung Lao, Goro, and Link. Yeah, even Sub-Zero.
Yeah, but Sub-Zero turns into okay in the games. Sub-Zero turns into Noob Saibot. That's his name. Yeah, I know, but it's literally it's the creator of Mortal Kombat's names backwards. That's all it is. It's whatever Noob Saibot is
Dumb.
backwards. Yeah.
It's dumb.
Um, his last name's Boone. So, but and then the Sub-Zero that you play in the video games is actually Sub-Zero's little brother. So and he's actually good. He's a good guy. Like he's on the side
How
of
can
Raiden.
you see? Look at it. Our cyborg came through.
Tobias Moon. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there you go.
Um. So Ace. Nah, the next one is going to be about training and collecting the new shitheads to save the world. That's what
Yeah.
this one was about. It wasn't about a Mortal Kombat. You can't call it Mortal Kombat if there's no Mortal Kombat. And you can't say fatality if you're not fighting. That's just murder. People are just dead now. That's not Mortal Kombat. Anywho, this movie was fine. It was fine. It was meh. It wasn't.
Let me tell
Okay.
you guys, it wasn't good enough to watch it this next day. And let me tell you, that's not what it was good enough for. Because I'm doing that and I don't like it. I'm getting more and more annoyed.
Okay, so here's my thing. Okay, what are the things that they called it? Like their powers that they
The
get?
Arcana.
Arcana. Okay.
Yeah.
What was Scorpion's Arcana before he died?
He was just a badass. That was his Arcana.
That his Arcana was
Actually, that
emanating
actually checks
badass.
out. That actually checks out because before Scorpion died, like when you play Scorpion in the very first Mortal Kombat, he's already like a wraith, like he's already like a soldier from hell. So he actually didn't have any powers when he was a human, but all of his powers came from literally the Nether Realm. And so literally he like his fire blowing, his everything about him is because he went from hell and he was so vengeful that he came back. Like that's literally his whole plot. So he doesn't have Arcana. He's not supposed to, but I guess.
But in this movie, they made it sound like everybody had it.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You couldn't be a warrior with the stupid fucking because they're the ones who gave us this mark thing.
Yeah, I know.
And they said the mark gives you Arcana.
Yeah.
And everybody who has the mark has an Arcana. You just have to unlock it. So if he was a badass warrior that was worthy of Sub-Zero's attention before he died, what was his Arcana?
You know what his Arcana probably was? Because we did see it. We saw it. When he died, he teleported. So he might have had just teleportation. That might have been his thing. Because like literally, like when you die, you don't teleport. That's not a thing you do when you die. You just die. So maybe that's what it was. He teleported to the other realm to like stay alive, maybe? I don't know. Like that.
Well, he didn't stay alive. He went
Look
to
at
hell.
me explaining the fucking movie when the movie won't. So
hey, Abeloth is on the screen. I'm just gonna call her that because that's what you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I know who you're talking about. Yes. I looked it up.
I want to get a picture. I think I am going to. I want to get a picture and show it so that people know what the fuck I'm talking about. She's okay for anybody. If you've watched the Clone Wars, she is. You know how in the Clone Wars there's the son, the mother. There's the son, the father, and the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Abeloth is the mother because everybody's like, what happened with the fucking mother? Abeloth is the mother. She was crazy.
Yes.
Like really crazy.
Yeah.
And they had to like contain her ass because she was like,
yeah.
Crazy. So, anyway, if you see a picture of her, which I am going to show right now.
Oh, that's right. You can do that here.
I can do that. I know. Why did everything start? Don't do that. You go away. Stop that.
There we go.
Okay.
I was like, wait, are we even live again?
So on screen right now, you see that is Abeloth.
Yes.
That is what I thought of when I saw what's her name.
Well, okay. So Melina is actually the clone of another fighter. Her name's Katana. Katana is like the princess of the other world, and she's actually a good guy. And Katana is like super super awesome and everything like that, but they made her a clone, and they made her a clone of Katana and Baraka's race of people. Oh, my favorite scene's here.
What's
Yes,
your favorite
he's
scene?
splitting her like a hot dog. Hot dog. Hot dog.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
afraid for your wife now.
And he's all
That's
like, flawless victory. Oh,
oh
yeah.
goodness.
Put that shit in my veins. Okay, the whole movie's done, guys.
Oh,
All right, I'll see you guys later.
the whole movie's done.
It's done because I stopped giving a shit a long time ago, and then they gave me that, and then that's it. Um, yeah. So
Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can get a picture of just her, because every time I look up Melina, I don't get this chick. I don't get the 2021. I get the actual video game, and
yeah,
it's almost like they know you don't want the movie, you
no,
want the video.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
you look up Mortal Kombat, and they're like anything but that, and it's like
yeah.
no, no, no. I actually want to show that, and they're like no, you don't
Well,
want that.
here's my whole point, though, is that like Melina is a clone of another character, and like they don't even bring that other character in this movie. Like that's like saying like, okay, we have gosh, how I'm trying to think here. I'm trying to think of like how what other movie friends. I would say like Han Solo without Chewie, but we get that. But he fucking is dead. But it's like we never got Han Solo. We just got Chewie, and it's just this fucking thing that's just and you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's that. It's like, God, I'm sorry. Now I'm getting just pissed because now the homeboy, mayonnaise man, got his superpowers, and he's now like seriously, the Power Rangers movies from the 90s has a better costume than he does. Like he's man,
Okay,
this movie's
there's the side by side
yeah,
of
there you go.
Abeloth and Melina.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Yeah,
Pretty much the same thing.
it's the same thing. Yeah,
So,
it's just,
yeah.
okay. All right, let's wrap this up, Jackie, because I'm just gonna get pissed.
Oh, I love it.
I have a lot of patience, and it's just it's running out by the second. So, out of how many fatalities would you give this movie?
Fatalities. Okay, wait. Are fatalities a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's like
A good
that's like
thing.
so.
And so, how many fatalities are there? Are there like
Well,
5 or 10
yeah.
or what?
Let's do 5. Let's do 5
Okay,
fatalities. How many
5.
fatalities we get out of this?
So fatalities are like stars, right? But
Yes.
so there's 5. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I would give this one and a, I would give it 2. I would give it 2 fatalities, and only because of the first 7 minutes
hmm
and the fact that it did give us Sub-Zero fighting Scorpion. And there's the hot dog scene that you liked.
Yes.
So
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I give it a
you can't give it negative.
babyality. I give it a babyality, which is a move in Mortal Kombat where it's just as difficult to do as a fatality, but the opponent turns into a baby. It's a little lame. It's a little funny, but that's it.
Wow.
That's what I give this. I give this a babyality.
Gave it a babyality.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not a friendship. There is a friendship one where they shake hands afterwards, and it's completely lame. Not that. A babyality, though. Yeah, I'm going to give it that.
A babyality. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
interesting. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Abeloth is in now. She's fighting Homegirl, and she's licking the sai. Did anybody else in that moment when she was licking the sai think of Inabara from the Hunger Games with the fucking teeth?
Inabara. No, I don't even
Yeah.
remember that. I don't
So,
remember that
okay,
at all.
Hunger Games Catching Fire. There's a chick who literally like had her teeth sawed to like be jagged like an animal's. Her name is Inabara.
I literally don't even remember
Only
that.
in the movie for like a split second, but she like shows her teeth, and you're like, oh, okay.
Well, okay, so that's another thing that kind of annoys me though, is Melina is part whatever Baraka is. I'm not gonna say what the fuck race he is, but we'll just call it the Baraka race, right? And
Mhm.
Baraka is their race is cannibalistic. So like that is part of the games. So I'm like, you do that, but you don't give me fucking Baraka. You don't give me him. You don't. This is what I get. I get fucking Melina.
Yes. Yes, that's what happens. And then
Yeah.
oh, I'm at that scene now where the banshee chick is about to be split like a hot dog, like
Yes.
you said.
Yes. Hot dog. Hot dog. Hot dog. Hot dog. Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
The CGI is not great in this scene. I'm
It's
just gonna
not. It's not. But like, I mean, I
it's
still got it. I still got someone getting split long ways, like you split a hot dog when it gets too hot. Like that's great. Like
Oh my gosh.
amazing.
Facey says Katana was her bitch.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. And we don't get her. Wow, sorry, Ace. You
Maybe
don't
we'll
win
get it.
this
Oh,
time.
here comes the hot dog scene. And she split.
And he
He
says
looks
flawless
kind of
victory.
crazed when he's doing it.
Oh yeah,
And
I
then
love it.
he Captain America's his hat. He pulls it to him like a shield and
Yep.
then puts it on. The best
His,
part to me is when the very first time he uses the hat like Captain America, where like he throws it and like it hits somebody and then he gets it back. He had the momentum is so heavy he has to go with it. He turns like to
yes.
the right.
Yes. Exactly.
That cracks me up. I don't
Oh,
know why.
I'm a little bit ahead of you. Kung Lao is now getting his soul sucked out, but which actually looked pretty cool. That was cool. I guess 1 star for that. I don't even know. Um, but yeah, it's one of those movies that like I enjoyed it while I was watching it the first time because like my brain was turned off. Watching it the second time, I'm getting annoyed because I'm seeing it has more holes in it than Swiss cheese. Like, because now they're in that one
Girl.
realm. They're in that one realm where like, okay, Shang Tsung can't follow me here. Why? Because he can't. That's why. Because
Because
we're in
reason.
that we're in that room in the Matrix where we can have a whole bunch of guns and no one asks for more guns. Like it's rough. Um, sorry, I'm trying to make this at least a little bit better, but it's just it's really hard, guys. I hope you guys appreciate that. Um, so yeah, Mortal Kombat. I know, right? What's the next HBO movie coming out? Is there another one?
Good question. I don't know.
Like, what's the next hype?
They're bringing them at us pretty quickly because Batman v Superman was just last month, and then in between we had Godzilla versus Kong. So,
Yeah, yeah.
Cyborg, hook us up.
Okay, HBO
Our
Max release
go-to now.
schedule. Let's see what we got. What
Okay,
we
so
got?
let's see. We had
Oh, Dune's coming out. I really do want to see that.
Godzilla versus Kong. There's Locked Down. Just, but why? Um, when does Dune come out?
Um, Dune, Space Jam: A New Legacy's coming out, boys. Brr, brr, brr. The
Yeah.
Suicide Squad.
Also, do you have to hang out with Doug so much?
Man, I'm
Cabal with his steampunk Bane mask was lame as fuck.
yeah, he was. Dune's coming out on October 1st. Wow,
That
that's
will
a
be
long time ago. That's a ways away. October 1st is Dune.
for
So
this year.
okay, yeah. So here's what we got. Godzilla vs Kong, Mortal Kombat. The next one is Those Who Wish Me Dead. It's a thriller with Angelina Jolie.
Okay.
Um, and then June 4th, we got The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It. The devil doesn't give a shit about that movie. That's a terrible title. The Devil Made Me. Okay. All right. Anyways, June 11th is In the Heights. That is the creator of Hamilton and the director of Crazy Rich Asians invite you to a cinematic event where the streets are made of music and the little dreams become big. So, okay. So it's musical. Okay. Might be good.
Yeah, I've seen the trailer for it. It looks kind of dumb.
Um,
Space Jam.
Space Jam's coming out. Space Jam. Uh,
Yeah. Good.
and then August 6th is the Suicide Squad. That might be
It
good.
looks, it
Might
looks
be dog
decent.
shit. It
Yeah.
might be dog shit because it's DC because they really don't know how to make a good movie.
But it was directed by James Gunn.
I don't give a shit because DC just They're like
did
that.
all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
I know, but like, did Warner Brothers actually let him make the movie? Because they haven't done that
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah, they let him make the movie because they were like, "Hey, we wanted to give a shot at not being dog shit." And he was like, "All right, cool. Marvel fired me." And then as soon as he started working on it, Disney was like, "Wait, you went to them? Okay, you can come back now."
Yeah, exactly. So okay, so there's that one. That one's coming out. That's August. August 6th.
Reminiscence.
Reminiscence. Hugh Jackman stars as Nick Bannister, a private investigator of the mind who navigates the darkly alluring world of the past by helping his clients. Okay, all right.
A private investigator of the mind.
Of the mind.
So like
So,
Inception, kind of?
yeah, maybe it might be good. Might be good.
Why not?
Malignant. Literally only get one sentence for this one. Director James Wan
James Wan.
returns to. I don't know who that is. Who's that?
James Wan is one of the James Wan and Lee Winnell are the directors of the original Saw.
Okay.
And then James Wan also directed Aquaman.
Okay, so that's
He's
definitely
directed other
dog
movies,
shit.
but like his
That's
biggest movies were Saw, the first one,
bullshit.
and then Aquaman.
Watery bullshit. Okay. So the next one, September 24th. The Many Saints of Newark. So this one's
We said seahorse bullshit.
no, it's just watery. Just watery bullshit.
Watery?
Yeah, watery. It's when a bull doesn't get Pepto.
Wow.
Set in the explosive era of the Newark riots, the prequel to the groundbreaking HBO series The Sopranos. Okay, well, that might work. Okay, and then October 1st, Dune.
Are always such a great idea.
Yeah, it's great. Because why not? Dune. I'm actually really excited to see Dune because Doug and I are the same person. I love that director. Denis Villeneuve.
Oh my god, I know. No,
Denis
please
Villeneuve.
stop hanging around Doug.
And then the next one's October 22nd, Cry Macho. Clint Eastwood stars. You lost me.
Clint Eastwood's not dead yet. I mean,
I know.
Clint Eastwood is in this movie.
I love Clint Eastwood, but
why?
But I don't love him now. Because he shouldn't be in any movies. Like he's literally walking on death's door.
He has a son. Like, just let him act.
Yeah, exactly. King Richard is November 19th. Sorry. Follow the story of Richard Williams, father of legendary tennis champions Venus and Serena. Okay, I actually might watch that. December 22nd. Ace was speaking of this here, but I was reading my screen on my phone. I'm sorry, Ace. I wasn't paying attention to the chat. But December 22nd, untitled Matrix movie. They better fucking work on a title. They've got 6 months. Like they better chop on that. But it's the 4th movie in the Matrix. Stars Keanu Reeves. Okay. Oh, I thought they were going to do like a reboot. That's what I thought they were going to do.
Nope, not a reboot. It's the 4th movie, which is why I'm not excited to see it.
Yeah. And then okay, we got Marvel releases. Let's do this here, and then we'll call it a night because we gotta leave on a good note, right? So, okay. Hold on. Let me get to it. Okay. So
AC Facey is correct. She said, I used to love my Matrix. I still love the Matrix. I just don't want, like, it's fine as it is. Leave it alone. It's done. We got a conclusion. It's over. Also, the Wachowskis' best work was The Matrix. After that, everything else has been pretty much shit.
Yeah.
Did anybody watch Speed Racer? No.
I liked Speed Racer. I liked it.
It's because you're half Doug. Anyway, like what the fucking one with the dog ears with Channing Tatum?
Dog ears with Channing Tatum.
With Mila Kunis.
Jupiter Ascending. I've tried to watch that one, and that's
what I like to call a beautiful disaster.
His space rollerblades lose me every single time. Like I'm like, really? Like he's got space rollerblades? Like, come on, come on, let's do this. Okay, all right. So Jackie, let's get into it here. Marvel
Okay,
release
wait, hold
windows.
on. When is Loki supposed to start? I thought Loki was beginning not this Friday, but the following Friday. But no,
No,
that
it
is
got pushed
Bad
back.
Batch.
It got pushed back. Okay, so
Yeah, so
first,
actually, the Bad Batch is next. It's not Loki. Interesting.
yeah, okay, so the first Marvel release that we're gonna get is Black Widow. That's oh wait, I'm sorry, no, Loki is gonna be the first one. It's June 11th. So
Mm.
that's when we get.
Oh, you're going just Marvel. Okay, I'm looking Disney Plus.
Oh, okay,
It's like
okay, I
the way
gotcha.
you did HBO.
Oh,
I did
okay,
Disney
we'll do that. We'll
Plus.
do that. Hold on. Let's go. Hold on. Sorry.
Oh, wait. Hold up. Time out. Is that an official fuck you and die? I just need to find this out real quick. I just need to know. Is that an official fuck you and die? I'm curious because curiosity has gotten the better of me. And oh shit. Okay. I'm not going to explain it, but it's really funny to me. Anywho, so okay, let's go Disney Plus because
Okay.
this way we can do Star Wars and Marvel.
Okay. So
And
we've
you can
got
find out what Jackie will be watching for the rest of the year. Because let's
now.
be real, most of that shit you just mentioned on HBO, like I'm gonna watch maybe 2 or 3.
Okay.
So
Here here's the I think Loki got pushed back because I'm reading from another website to do Disney Plus release schedule, and
yeah,
Loki is slated for May 2021. But like in my Marvel one, it says it was June 11th. So definitely got pushed back.
well, because they decided to throw the Bad Batch in. The
Okay,
Bad
okay.
Batch comes out May 4th, which is a Tuesday. What the holy shit? How is that a thing? Because everything was on Friday. You had me primed for Friday, Marvel. What are you doing to me? What are you
It
doing?
it's yeah. Oh, but okay, but first we get Cruella because we all wanted Cruella. We
Wait,
wanted
when does
that.
Cruella come out?
May 2021. May
You,
28th.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, okay. So Bad Batch actually starts first because they start on the 4th.
God, this is okay. Every list that I'm reading is so out of order. It's pissing me off. I'm sorry. Okay. I found one.
Okay, so I'll read a list then. Okay,
Okay.
so Tuesday, May 4th, which is what is Tuesday, May 4th? Say
May
it
the
with me,
4th be with
nerds.
you.
Thank you. It's
Yes.
it's it's Star Wars Day.
Yes.
That's why it's going to be on the Tuesday. It's not because it's a Tuesday.
Hmm.
It's apparently they are going to be. It is a Friday series, but it's debuting on the 4th because it is Star Wars Day,
It has to. Yeah.
and that's why Loki was pushed back
Mm,
specifically so that Bad Batch could start on Star Wars Day, and I am not mad at them.
I
So
yeah. Okay. I get you.
it makes sense.
Because they have legal reasons. Being Disney, they're like shit. Like legally, we will get all thrown into jail if we don't release the Star Wars thing on May 4th. Like
May the
legally,
force be with you as well, Ace.
they all go to jail. They go to Disney
Yes.
jail. Which I
Yeah,
heard
the
is not
fans
fun.
would like stone them. It wouldn't be good.
Yeah,
So Tuesday, May 4th, Star Wars Day, The Bad Batch, episode 1.
yeah,
Friday, May 7th, a bunch of bullshit. Everyone's hero, Flicka, yada yada yada. Wild Heart can't
uh,
be broken. Fantastic
Fantastic
Four, Limitless
Four.
Surfer. Nobody
Yeah,
gives a shit about any of this. Star Wars, The Bad Batch, episode 2. So there
yeah,
we go.
yep.
And then some more bullshit, and then the following Friday is the Bad Batch, the next episode,
Mhm.
and then all kinds of bullshit, and then the following Friday. So every Friday in May is going to be Bad Batch, but it's going to start with May 4th.
Yeah.
And then wait, when does MODOK come out?
Well, Modoc's on Hulu, so that's not going to be
On
on the Disney.
Hulu, May
Yeah,
21st.
yeah, yeah.
Ooh,
I'm excited to watch that. I feel like that's a pretty cool thing. Oh, which by the way, Jackie, I am finally watching the season 2 of Legion. Way back in the day first season was amazing. Second season, I'm just now starting into it because they released it out on Hulu finally. Like, because they didn't for the longest of times. I remember you were watching it, and I was like, I can't watch it. It's not on Hulu. I don't know what's going on. Yes, Ace. I'm sorry.
yeah, he's a
I'm
little wild.
explaining it. I'm explaining it because it literally wasn't out, and then I literally just forgot because that's when Marvel was like, "Hey, we're gonna be releasing all the shit, when that offer came out. So it's just my life got ahead of me. But yeah. So okay, we're going back to this here. Launchpad. Launchpad got me excited at first because I thought it was from Tailspin and it was Launchpad McQuack, but it's not. It's not, and they broke my heart. So there's that. What do we got? Okay, May's done.
Okay, so Cruella comes out May 28th.
Yay.
Which Macy has said looks fairly decent, and she wants to watch it.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I mean, I'm watching the Mighty Ducks series that came out because it's all right. It's like the Full House that came out on Netflix. Like it's like okay. Like
Cruella is going to be better than Mortal Kombat.
I'm not going to take that bet. I'm sorry.
You don't think Cruella will be better than Mortal Kombat based on the trailer? Have you seen the trailer for it?
No. Your bet is saying that Cruella is going to be. I'm not going to bet against that because Cruella is absolutely going to be better than Mortal Kombat. Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, I will pull up the trailer right now and we can all watch that bitch, and then I would win just automatically. You'd see the trailer and be like, "Fuck! Now I have to give it $10."
Yeah, no, I like $10. I like my money.
You like your money.
So what do we got for the next month?
Can we do that? Hold on, I want to see if I can do that. The Cruella trailer. Okay, so here it is. I'm gonna turn it on. Tell me if y'all can hear. From the very beginning. Okay,
I can hear it, but I can't see it.
Well, I haven't hit present yet. I just got it.
Okay.
I'm going to present.
Presented.
Window. Disney's Cruella de Vil. Share audio. There's a little button right there. You click that, and then you share. Okay, you guys ready?
From the very beginning, I was well different from everyone else. That didn't sit well with some people. But I wasn't for everyone.
No, it's not sharing it.
I guess they were always scared that I'd be a psycho. Sorry now. But a new day brings new opportunities. Sorry now. And I was ready to make a statement. How does the saying go? I am woman, hear me roar. I'm just getting started, darling. The thing is, I was born crazy, born bad, and a little bit mad. I'm glad that you're sorry. I'm Cruella. No.
Okay. I'm gonna agree with Ace here. Like the fire dress part, like that was literal fire, and I'm all about that. So that was awesome. And it does look good. It does. No one asked for it, but it does look good. I'm down for it. Is it just me right now? Jackie, you are muted.
There's a separate trailer. You're not. It's not just you.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. No, I muted myself because there was an echo.
Yeah. Okay.
So I didn't want you guys to hear like everything twice.
Yeah.
So there's a second trailer. It's the one that I think AC Facey's mom was talking about because she said her mom was mad because they're trying to relate and make you feel for a bad guy.
Yeah.
So I'll play that trailer now.
Okay.
When I play the trailer, I'm going to mute myself again, specifically so you guys don't hear the echo. Okay.
Wait, before you do it, Jackie, turn down the volume just a little bit on the audio out on the YouTube because you literally blasted out my ears.
Okay, sorry.
It's like I'm half deaf already. I don't need more.
Sorry. Okay. All right. Volume turned down a biatch.
Okay.
I'm going to hit Croissant.
All right. Let's do this.
Well, there's a lot of French going on. So, shitty McFuck. Hold on. I forgot to hit share audio. That's a little important. Little bit. Sherry McShare.
That's what the French called a croissant.
Croissant. Okay, so you guys can see it, yes?
Yes.
I'm gonna try to do full screen.
Yeah, do full screen. Full screen. Yeah, let's do it.
See how that works for you. Okay, going on mute.
Let me give you some advice. You can't care about anyone else. Everyone else is an obstacle. You care what an obstacle wants or feels, you're dead.
Cinderella, right there.
If I'd cared about anyone or thing, I might have died. You have the talent. Whether you have the killer instinct is the big question.
She thought she owned everyone.
It's foolish. Unhinged. Well, you're fired. Why are you speaking?
I think you nicked me. But there's something about poetic justice that's just so poetic.
You won't admit you
when there was
love
no
me.
HR.
And so, how
Dear
ever
the light.
to know you always tell
Yeah,
me.
the scene was badass.
Get her.
I dig it.
This doesn't have to
I
be a
dig it.
scene.
It really, really does. I'd like to remind you all that I'm doing this in heels.
What was your name?
Cruella.
If you can make your mind up, we'll never get started.
I want to make trouble. You in?
I do love trouble.
Being close.
You have a bit of an extreme side. Yes, darling. And what fun that is. She stole my dogs. I guess you must hate her.
She has made it me or her. And I choose me.
Don't worry. There's lots more bad things coming.
Perhaps.
I mean, yeah, I'm down for it. I really am. I think it's gonna be good. I like what's her name as the lead as well. Oh my gosh, Mortal Kombat's done. You made me. God damn it, Jackie. God damn it, you made me watch the whole fucking movie.
I did no such thing.
It's
You were
done.
the one who put it on. I didn't make you do shit.
It's because I couldn't remember the goddamn movie, and you made me watch the whole thing again. You made me watch it all again.
I didn't. You keep saying I made you. I
Yeah, you
didn't make
did.
you do shit, homie.
You did.
You turned it on. Okay, this is what happens when you hang out with Doug too much.
No. This is what happens when you make me watch a movie that I literally forgot the day before, and I had to go watch it again just so that I could actually comment on it. And I watched the whole thing. I watched it all. How dare you?
You
How
again.
dare
You didn't have to.
How
You didn't-
dare you?
could have
To
turned it
the
off.
highest
I
order.
personally turned it off a long time ago.
I-
As soon as Abeloth got murdered, I turned it off.
How dare you? How dare you?
Very easily. So that's
All
how
right.
I dare. Okay, what we were at Cruella, and then we stopped to watch the trailer. After that is Black Widow, which is July. There's nothing in June. June's just a dry month, I guess. Because Cruella is May 28th. Luca is June 18th, which is a Pixar film. And
Okay.
then Black Widow is July 9th, which they did decide to do both Disney Plus and theaters.
Okay. Okay.
And then The Night House, I've never heard of that, is July 16th. And then Jungle Cruise is July 30th. Jungle Cruise is another Disneyland attraction turned movie.
Yeah.
It's
gonna
the
be-
third one at this point?
With The Rock in it, right? The Rock is in it.
Yeah, The Rock and Emily Blunt. I'm sure they're gonna have excellent chemistry. And then Free Guy. That's a Disney. Oh, it's a Fox movie. Okay, Free Guy, which did look interesting, and it was supposed to come out last year with
that the Ryan Reynolds? Yeah.
It's basically the video game. He's a video game character, like
Yeah,
an
he's an
NPC in a
NPC.
video game.
Yeah.
It looks interesting. The Beatles Get Back, August 27th. I don't care. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, September 3rd.
If only it were Iron Fist. If only it were Iron Fist. If
The
only.
Eyes of Tammy Faye. Nobody gives a
If
shit.
only
The
they
Last
didn't
Duel.
ruin my favorite fucking comic book character. Other than Silver Surfer, they already ruined him. So I mean that ship's fucking sailed. If only they got someone that knew martial fucking arts. If only. If only
They did
would've
for
done it.
Shang-Chi. Calm down. Shang-Chi. You've seen the trailer for Shang-Chi, yes?
I know.
Don't make
It
me bring
looks
up the
good.
trailer for Shang-Chi and show it
It
too.
looks good. It really does, and I'm really stoked about it.
It does.
But I'm like, it's like, fuck. You should have done Immortal Iron Fist. You should have. That would have been great. It would have been awesome. You know what? You know what I'm hoping for is that Iron Fist is like mentioned in it. Just give me a mention. Just let me just mention him. Just be like, oh yeah, the Immortal Iron
in
Fist. He could have helped.
Shang-Chi?
Yeah. Just mention him. Just please, please,
Oh,
please,
jeez.
Marvel, please. You didn't give me fucking Doom, and that broke my heart. You didn't give me Doom. You didn't give me Doom. Give me Iron Fist. Give me Iron Fist, please. Please.
Okay. So after Shang-Chi is The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
What's that? What is that?
Jessica Chastain acquired the rights to play Tammy Faye Baker. So yeah, it's gonna be a movie about that. That's all it says. Aside from it also stars Andrew Garfield and Vincent D'Onofrio. Then The Last Duel is October 15th, which is a Matt Fleck movie. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are back together. Ridley Scott is directing, and it's about a 14th century epic about two knights whose bond is tested.
And Matt Damon has a crazy mullet in this movie. Let me tell you, that is out of control.
A crazy mullet?
Yeah, he's got a mullet.
Okay. I'm not seeing a mullet because the picture that I'm seeing isn't. It's just a picture of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. Where are you seeing the mullet? I looked it up and I still don't see a mullet.
I just typed in The Last Duel in Google.
Oh, that's an interesting mullet.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
Adam Driver is in it, and I predict that Adam Driver is going to steal the show.
Yeah.
That's just my prediction.
Yeah, I could see that. Sorry, I was getting enthralled with that mullet. Like I was gone. I was in mullet land, Mullet Town, USA. So that's October 15th. That's what it says.
Yes, October 15th.
So we're already in October?
Looking at the stupid mullet. And now I feel like we have to show the mullet for the good people because they're going to be like, you just going to talk about the damn mullet and you're not even going to show it.
Yeah.
So now I have to show the freaking mullet.
Yes, absolutely. You got to show it. I was trying to figure that out on my end, but I don't think I can do that. Look at that mullet. Look at that. It's even got a fade on the sides. Like it's outrageous.
I don't think Knights looked like that. Anywho, yeah, so that is October 15th. And then Ron's Gone Wrong is October 22nd. Never heard of it. It's an animated film that was pushed back last year. Antlers is October 29th.
Okay.
Okay. And then Eternals, November 5th.
Yes.
That's what we're all waiting for.
That's what I'm down for that. Yes, absolutely.
And
Give me
then
that.
Encanto, November 24th. Nightmare Alley, December 3rd, which apparently has Bradley Cooper in it. West Side Story, the remake nobody asked for, December 10th. The King's Man, which is a prequel to The Kingsman, December 22nd.
I'm actually interested in that one.
I will say this, it looks better than the Circle one, the Golden Circle.
I like the Gold Circle. I did.
Netflix has acquired The Woman in the Window to stream this summer, which is the Amy Adams one where she's like got agoraphobia and she might be going crazy or she might be witnessing a murder. Basically, it's like a female modern version of Rear Window. That's what it looked like to me.
Okay.
Anywho, the French Dispatch is TBD.
Okay.
And yeah, it looks like that's it for the most part.
And that's all Disney Plus stuff, right?
Yeah, that's Disney Plus.
Okay. So I mean, we're getting a lot in the summer, and then not really too much in the winter. But we're gonna get Dune in October, right? So I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm down.
I hope Dune doesn't suck. I mean, I kind of feel like it can't suck as bad as the original Dune.
Yeah.
Like, because that's like you have to be hardcore suckage to be that bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. I have no idea what the other stuff does, and I don't really feel like going through it because you got Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. Who knows?
So much. Yeah.
But I feel like we're gonna get plenty because we didn't get really anything last year, so all that was dumped to this year. And then even that was pushed back because, like, pandemic's still going. So I feel like we're gonna get plenty. I don't know how good it's all gonna be. Oh, also, not Disney Plus or HBO Max, but at some point we're gonna get The Return of Family. You know what I'm talking about.
The Return of Family.
AC Facey knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. The family.
The family.
Back together. Yes.
What family?
This time they're driving into space, quite possibly. Fast and Furious 9, baby.
Oh gosh.
Come on, how did you not know that's what I was talking about?
Because I haven't watched any Fast and Furious since like Tokyo Drift. So
how the fuck? What?
I didn't realize that like Fast and Furious turned into like its own meme and like they leaned hard into it. I didn't realize that until like just recently.
Yes!
But like
That's
you can't find
Fast
it
and
anywhere.
Furious franchise is like the best part of the Fast and Furious franchise is it absolutely refuses to take itself seriously. It's just like, shut off your brain and enjoy this shit because we're going to blow some shit up. We're going to throw some cars over some shit. We're going to fly some cars because why not? We're going to use cars to bring down a literal plane because we did a helicopter. They've also done a submarine and now space because that's the only frontier. Next up, after they go to space, the only place they can go for Fast 10 is the ocean. I'm ready for it. I'm strapped in. Let's go.
Can you watch all the Fast and Furious on HBO? Can you watch all of them on HBO?
Are any of them on HBO? I don't think any of them are on HBO.
It says Fast and Furious, The Fast and Furious, which was...
That's on HBO?
Yes.
Really?
It says it is.
Okay, well, because they're, like, the distributor for them is Universal, so it's not like they have a,
Oh, they don't? Oh, well, that...
No. So that's why I was like, I don't know. I have no idea. Because you know what? I don't need to watch it on streaming because I've got the movies.
Well,
that's
then
right.
hit a friend up and give me some of those because every movie comes with like those keys, right? Like those movie keys. Give me some of those. Like, okay, so this is what they have. They have the Fast and the Furious. They have Too Fast, Too Furious. So I've seen those two because I saw those when I was a wee little lad. And then the Fast and Furious presents.
Did you say a wee little lad? That was 2003. Come on,
Amazing. Man. Well, what 2003 was the Fast and Furious came out in like 2001.
That was 2001, but you said Too Fast, Too Furious, and you said you were a wee little lad.
Yeah.
You're not that young.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You're trying to make me feel
Um,
old.
Which, by the way, I'm getting like gray hairs in every little bit of my beard, and it's really upsetting me. Like I have it in my mustache now. I had some on my chin, which I was like, okay, that makes sense. Had some on my sideburns. I'm like, okay, that sucks. I'm literally turning into Gandalf the Grey. Like this is
Yeah.
upsetting me. It's really upsetting me. So
Okay. So
what?
okay, so in order, right? You
Okay.
have the Fast and the Furious,
Yes.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
And then Tokyo Drift, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, and then Fast and Furious. Then Fast 5, then Fast and Furious 6, then Furious 7, then Fate of the Furious. Technically Hobbs and Shaw. And next up is Fast and Furious 9. And there will be a 10. It comes out next year.
My lord.
This is a 10. This is a 10-parter.
Jeez Louise.
And I mean, if you like look it up, if you just Google Fast and Furious, they will also, if you're noticing their little like their movies in between, like Turbocharged and Los Bandoleros, those are the mini movies.
What?
They're kind of like they're the mini movies. Like you know how Marvel has the one shots? You know, remember how they did that for a while?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Fast and Furious basically has one shots. And so that's what's called the turbocharged. Like if you look up Fast and Furious Turbocharged or Fast and Furious Los Bandoleros, they're essentially they're the Fast and Furious version of one shots.
Wow. Okay. All right.
How
many are those?
What? There's like 2 or 3 of them.
Oh, okay. Okay. So.
We don't need to extend it.
And what?
So yeah, there's like because there's one. Okay, so what happens is because like you watch the Fast and Furious, right?
Uh-huh.
And then the next movie is Too Fast, Too Furious, and you're like, what the hell? Like what? How did like who's Tyrese? Like what's going on? That's what Turbocharged is. It explains what happened to Brian between the Fast and Furious and Too Fast, Too Furious.
So they did that all the way in like the early 2000s.
It's in between. So okay, so when you watch, if you watch Too Fast, Too Furious like on DVD, you'll get Turbocharged. It's on that DVD.
Oh,
because it's like it's a little explainer of
that's kind of
how
like
Brian ended up in Florida. Because at first he was in California, and then in Too Fast, Too Furious he's in Florida. And remember, homeboy's like from Bakersfield and shit, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, how did you get there? And it's a little mini movie that explains that. It's like a one shot.
That's pretty cutting edge. Like that's actually ahead of its time. Like because no other movie series did that. Wait,
Marvel hadn't even done one shots yet because this was in 2003.
Yeah,
and Marvel didn't start till 2008.
Across the entire US. What?
Yeah,
What?
And then
US? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Guys, not only am I turning into Gandalf the Grey, but I'm also getting as old as that, and my bedtime is at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So Jackie is just keeping me up. So yeah, it's literally shutting down.
Don't blame me.
Wait, I want to say one thing. Yeah. I did see the New Mutants. I saw it on HBO. I saw it. Do you want to do an episode on that movie?
Sure, if you want.
You're like, I guess. I thought it was good. That's my hot take. But all right. So my brain's literally turning off. I don't even know what I was going to say anymore.
We have literally just a few seconds left. So
okay.
I will say, Sean, who is not Sean Doug, which is interesting this time.
Yes.
Where can people find you?
So you can find me in a couple of places. I've got a music podcast that's kind of like a little radio show. It's called Casually Jamming. It's fun. We're just starting out. We've got about 4 episodes, but it's a weekly podcast that has some great new tunes, some old tunes. I think you guys will all enjoy it because we try to hit every music demographic except for country, because fuck country. But we do folk. We do folk. So that's as far as I'll go. I
like country.
Oh, Jackie, why? my big red cup, and my dog died, and my Chevrolet that broke down.
Okay, it's 10 o'clock.
Okay. Anyways, all right. So, you can find me at Casually Jamming. You can also find me on Doug's show, The End Is Nigh. I'm actually officially a co-host. I am Side Piece Sean over there. I am there every other week. So you can catch me at The End Is Nigh with Doug. So if you like the chaos that we bring here, you should probably check them out. And also, I have one more. It's a jiu-jitsu podcast. It's called Casually Speaking. Why is it called Casually Speaking? What is this jiu-jitsu podcast? I don't know. It's my podcast. Whatever. So Casually Speaking, Casually Jamming, and The End Is Nigh podcast. That's where you can find me.
All right. And you can find me here on Haps, on Twitch, on YouTube, wherever the fuck you're listening to me, or if you're listening to the podcast, there as well. And you can catch us at cinematicadventurespodcast.com. You can just Google Cinematic Adventures. I'm the one eating the popcorn, and we will talk to y'all next week.